know? Like, for real. So just remember, this is kind of all don'ts now that I think about it, because even when I've shown you the do's, you're not allowed to do those, but look at them as an example. Speaking of example, sample. Example and sample, never. Because guess what? A sample, aside from, you know, the sample, if there's a sample in the beat, but like a sample here, let me give you a small sample, you know, a test sample. That's kind of, in a sense, an example. They're giving you an example of what the product you're buying is. So to say sample and example is kind of almost redundant. Yeah. 10%. Is there anything with percent? Like 100. 100. Okay, you cannot be hunted and be 100. Because if you're trying to hunt somebody and you're like 100, like it's like you're being loud and you're proud about it. And so it's like it entails, like, you know, in effect, it's kind of, you're not going to hunt them very successfully. So you're not, it's not 100, it's not 100% successful, you know? So what do we?
I gotta sit down, I can't breathe.
Loud and proud.
AC. I know he's shook. I have to sit down right
mouth and ouch. Shout and mouth, yeah. You can have a mouth, but it's not going to shout. And you can shout, but you better not do it with your mouth. You better do it with like your mind or something. You know, use some telepathy or something. No capture and after. No backwards or chapters. Like, you can read your book backwards through chapters, but you can never like say that you, in effect, read it frontwards to be like smarter right after. So if it's going to be a chapter backwards, you would say, I never run it frontwards, but the backwards after is never the chapter, you know, or tractor. You know, none of these are going to slide. All right. What else? I'm running out right now. Pumpkin and dumping. Thugging. Oh, thug and slugs. If you are a thug, you're not busting slugs, because you could be busting worms, caterpillars, but it's not a slug because it's too simple. It's much too simple. You know? So yeah, you can bust a slug, but you can't be a thug. You can be like a geeky kid, but you can be a thug. Just make sure you ain't busting slugs. You're like shooting a crossbow or something. You cannot say broken nose with Home Alone. You can't say broken nose with Home Alone. But if you did, you'd have to do it in detail. Like, I broke your nose like Joe Pesci in Home Alone. And then, in effect, stuff cotton balls down your throat. And now you no longer have a vocal tone or something. Yeah, I don't know. You have to think of something better. Better and clever, never. Better and clever, never. Don't do that. Because we know it's clever, okay? To say it's better, that's a broad statement. There's a lot of things that are really good and they're clever, but they're not better. And how do you know what you just spit isn't the best? So to say better, you would be kind of like not doing its justice. So just keep that in mind. Don't always think negative, you know, like, you know what I mean? But I can tell you, if you rhymed never or clever and better, I can guarantee you that it's probably not better. Same with sweater. Sexist from Texas. That'd be kind of cool, because, you know, it's like in the South, and like, you know, like they're normally conservative people, and so I like hearing stories on the news like of people from the South doing raunchy things, you know, because it's like, you know, they like when that happens to them and they get put on blast, their reputation is ruined. You know, like more in the North, you know, like I was like, you don't got they're like, oh yeah, I like to have sex with little kids.